What is up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode with the Savani Sports and Entertainment Podcast. This is your host, Avin Savani. I hope you guys are all excited for today. Game three in Philadelphia. Sixers Celtics series tied 1-1. All right, so we're gonna get into this. With this video, it's also gonna be uploaded to YouTube, so be sure to check that out. I'm gonna be kind of just like in the background, just like looking at the highlights as well as attending Doc Rivers postgame interview and just seeing what he has to say. So with this kind of like reaction slash like podcast, just gonna be overviewing like the keys to the game, what we really struggled in game two with, and how we can adjust and kind of protect our home court. So it's tied 1-1 right now. Pretty much if the Sixers protect home court, we win the series. So it's critical that we get both James and Embiid involved, and that there's a good balance between the two for this upcoming series. Or upcoming left the remaining games essentially. So let's just get into the highlights real quick. So just going to be playing these in the background, just talking over kind of like my thoughts and where I see the Sixers improving in game three. So one of the things that I just noted, just like initially off the bat, was loose ball 50-50 plays. So we really struggled with those, especially like when the Celtics went on their run. It was pretty frustrating that they pretty much got every single like loose ball, like whether it's smart like diving for it or other players just like going after it. It was kind of tough and frustrating. So we'll see this in these highlights for sure. But that's just one thing that I needed to highlight is that uh we can't have that happen. Like we're a good, sound, fundamental, defensive minded team, and we really need to just come out and showcase that. Like whether it's through steals, whether it's through offensive or defensive rebounds and leading that to transition points, or also just being kind of disruptive in the paint. I think with McDaniels, with Paul Reed, with Embiid, we have now our full healthy defensive presence. Whether it's Horford kind of going up for a shot, Robert Williams kind of going up for a shot, maybe Grant Williams driving for a layup, or Tatum or Brown also driving for a layup. We trust Embiid to at least contest that shot and make it difficult for them to make those easy layups and dunks and alley-oops and whatnot, this is critical down the stretch. This is the difference in games. We really need to lock in, whether it's shifting from man to zone or playing drop coverage, just protecting the cup. It's really what we need to emphasize. So as we're just watching these plays, obviously Embiid was really rusty. Really rusty. You can't really knock him for that. He's not 100%. So I understand that. But the positives that I got out of this is that he got 5 blocks. So that's fantastic. And he needs to still replicate that in game three, as well as provide some more offensive production. So yeah, I mean, some things that I just noticed right off the bat is shots were not falling this game. Like you could tell early in the game, shots were literally not falling. Harden, a lot of them like rimming out, maybe going back in and coming back out. It's tough. And then Melton airballing a bunch. I mean, not a bunch, just one, but that air ball was pretty significant. He was wide open too for the corner three. So yeah, I mean, it was a tough offensive night for us. I'm pretty sure we shot like 20% from three and 30% from the field. That is horrific. Yeah, that's not going to win you any games, pretty much. So we can just look at that. Let's just pause these replays. And I'll show you where our our game really lacked in that game. So um yeah, the one downside to all of this is that Tatum had 7 points and they still blew us out by 34 points. Like like that's really tough. Especially with Tatum in foul trouble, going 0% from three, 1 for 7 from the field, and still them getting production like out of their bench with Brogdon just like pretty much just mailbagging threes, like it's tough. And especially with like Williams as well, producing 4 threes off the bench with Grant Williams. And then you had Derek White also kind of going on a run with 3 threes. So that really kind of bites you. And that pretty much separated the game from there. I'm pretty sure Doc just put in all his bench players with like 10 minutes left in the game, didn't even bring Embiid or Harden back, knowing that it was like a 30-point lead. So yeah, that's really tough. But anyways, yeah, you see their production, 46.7% from the field, 39% from three-point land. And then us, on the other hand, 20% from three and 39% from the field. My apologies, I said 30. But yeah, really tough. Harden had, or Maxey surprisingly had the lowest plus minus with 25, Harden at 21, Embiid with 23. So literally, those are our core players, Embiid, Maxey, Harden. They have to step up. They have to get other guys involved. Harris has to also contribute. Tucker maybe shooting some threes, like that would really be helpful, not pump faking everything, and then other plays, I wasn't impressed with Niang's performance at all. There was one possession where they'll probably show this in the highlights. Why don't we just continue with these highlights? So Niang was literally open for three, or he could have kicked it out to Harris in the corner, who was even more wide open. And Niang decided that, I'm like Kyrie Irving at this point, like I'm a god. I'm literally ISO ball god right now, and I'm just gonna go up for this kind of crossover fadeaway midi, like what what is he thinking? Like what the heck is going on with his thought process right now? Like he explained this indeed. I mean, he emphasized this in his press conferences that he's literally there to shoot threes. He's a 3-and-D guy. Like he shoots threes, plays good defense, maybe gets some offensive or defensive boards. That's about it. Niang should not be out here crossing guys over, making like difficult fadeaway shots, and just like being Kyrie Irving essentially. Like that's not the guy that we need on our team. He knows his role. I know he's definitely gonna rebound from that, and hopefully we see some good open threes for him to shoot. So yeah, that really frustrated me. I was kind of like, what the heck are you doing? I understand it was late in the shot clock and he was kind of panicked a little bit, but definitely I would say another key to the game is our bench players. Like Melton had a horrendous day from the field, played 17 minutes, 2 points, and he shot only 2 3 balls. Like he's got to shoot more threes at that point. And I think Boston definitely stepped their defense up this game. Last game was they didn't really emphasize their defense that well, and they kind of slacked off a little bit on defense. But this time they were closing out threes, making it tough for our guys to get open looks, and pretty much being a force in the paint as well with Williams and Horford. So yeah, these are things that we really need to clean up on. And Harden, obviously, really rough night. I mean, just 2 for 14 from the field, 0 for 6 from three. Did get some free throws though, so 8 out of 10 from the free throw line. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, I think he'll bounce back. I think some shots will fall this next game, especially from 3-point land, and hopefully he's still being aggressive, and still taking things to the cup with assertion. So yeah, hopefully we see that from him. Maxey, on the other hand, Yeah, he also kind of struggled from three-point land, 1 for 4. But I mean, a lot of his shots were like literally like he could have made them. They kind of just rimmed out, and it was kind of tough to see. So, definitely. So, I said that our keys would be out rebounding them. That's a key emphasis. They out rebounded us this game, whereas last game we did. So we have to out rebound them, whether that's in the offensive or defensive category. We have to get blocks and steals. Obviously, we have to play good defense. Last game we had 8 blocks. They also had 8 blocks, but we need to make those difference making plays. And then steals, we only had 2 steals. They had 6 steals, and overall turnover wise, they had 6 turnovers. We had a whopping 11 turnovers. So definitely we have to be more safe with the ball. Make sure that Harden is also not really being careless with the ball. Same with Embiid. Embiid had a lot of turnovers, I think 3 turnovers. So got to protect the ball there. Yeah, why don't we look at this play with Niang? I think it was like late in the second quarter here where it was a shot clock violation, and he kind of made a not so smart play, but that's all right. I think we can definitely clean some of these miscellaneous plays up and get back to our game. Um, and the other thing is transition defense. I don't think this game they had too many like transition defense points, which was a really good. All right, here it is. So yeah, if you look at this, okay, so Niang right there, he pump fakes right where he should have shot it or passed it out to Harris, who is literally wide open from three. And instead he pump fakes, drives into the lane, does something, and then just gets rejected by Smart. Like not a good play on our end, but I'm sure he'll fix that up. So yeah, that was just one play I just wanted to point out. But overall, I thought our transition defense was fantastic. Like we didn't really let up too many quick chance points like off the break. And that was a good sign. Second chance points killed us though. So they got a lot of the loose ball turnovers, 50-50 plays, and pretty much converted that right away to either a three or a easy bucket. So yeah, and then yeah, I'm not gonna make too much of a um emphasis right now on why Tatum didn't really produce and we still lost by 34. I think this was just kind of a okay, here we go. This series is now kind of getting interesting. We have to really step our game up, and it was really a wake up moment for us. So this is a good game to just kind of get out of the way and now focus that, hey, if we perform well on home court, we protect home court. We get good production from Embiid and Harden and Maxey, and our other guys step up too. Harris produces a good amount. Melton, obviously, we need Melton to have a good game. Paul Reed provides good bench minutes in replace of Embiid. McDaniels is fantastic on D. And also Tucker is maybe shooting a few more corner threes. I think Tucker's impact on the game is felt obviously through his kind of I would say grunt plays. I would say not really plays that you can't really see when you're just watching the game from a typical fan perspective. He really does the dirty work, in my opinion. And that's critical for us. Crashing the boards, making sure that he's boxing out, making it tough for Horford or Williams to get the rebound. Also providing good like ball screens, getting guys open. He's just a big body out there. I know he's not really tall in stature, but he's a big body, and he impacts the game in so many ways that aren't shown just in the point section on the stat sheet. So yeah, that's really critical for us. I would say him and DeAnthony Melton, as well as Embiid, are kind of our three anchors for our defense. I think those three guys are our best defensive players, and it shows definitely in these games. So hopefully we step it up. As you can see, these are kind of like garbage time plays. They were kind of pulling away. Now they're up 26. They went up at a maximum of 34 points. I was worried that it would go to 40 points. That would be really embarrassing. But I mean, yeah, everyone pretty much stepped up. Brogdon had a big bounce back game from his last performance. And other guys like Grant Williams and Derek White really produced for them. One emphasis that I will say in Game 3 and also the rest of the series, guard Brown like it's like the end of life. Like guard Brown is like the utmost importance for the Sixers. Brown is literally the most efficient player in these series. Albeit he hasn't taken too many shots, but he's made the shots where they know how to get on the run and pretty much pull away in terms of just pulling away the game and closing out the game. So Brown is literally their savior in that aspect. He's really stepped up, and it's really impressive. Like he's improved from 3-point land. He's taking more reasonable shots, like and it's clutch shots too. Maybe like a guy's got his hand in his face and he's got to turn around for the fadeaway jump shot. He's driving to the paint. He also went up for that ridiculous dunk that actually Embiid blocked, which was kind of an exciting play. But yeah, I mean these guys are dangerous. Brown in particular, he's a dangerous player. He knows how to drop like 25, 30 pretty much easily. Like it's really tough to guard. And I'll just show you his stat sheet right here. Yeah, I mean he did shoot 17 shots, which was expected. Last game he only shot 10. So I expected some more production from him, but he was fantastic. Like all game he was locking up on D. He was he was fantastic for their team. So as you can see, 18 plus minus. Obviously, other guys plus minus doesn't really tell the overall story or the impact that a player has like on the game. I think it's kind of a misleading stat, but from what I saw, Brown really impacted the game tremendously. So yeah, and yeah, overall, great game by the Celtics. I'll give them props. They rebounded from their game 1 loss, but I think it's now time for Sixers to really wake up and say, hey, if we really want to win this series and prove to Boston that we have pretty much in history, the Sixers have lost a majority of the Sixers Celtics playoff matchups. Which is tough to see. I think out of the last like 25 matchups or whatever, the Sixers have won 4 out of those series. So 4 series out of 25, like that's just history writing itself in Boston's favor, So I think it'll be really impactful and also inspirational if the Sixers really just close out this series with a strong with a strong emphasis really from a coaching perspective. Doc Rivers out coaching Joe Mazzulla, the inexperienced coach, as well as our team, our 2-star players just really stepping up and being clutch when the moments really count. So yeah, I think it'll be a really cool series to see. And I'm just gonna now play Doc Rivers post-game interview, and hopefully you guys have some good opinions on that. But yeah, I'll also react shortly after. So here's Doc Rivers post-game interview.
Later, 3D. Let's go play. Doc first, Chris. Yeah, okay. Wasn't always like that.
Offensively, we were pretty bad, but give them credit. I thought their ball pressure ate us up all night. I thought they pressured us They denied us. They played in our airspace all game. It's funny. We talked about it this morning. Talked about it before the game. But you can talk about intensity and force all you want. But when you get on the court and it's actually being applied to you, you have to be able to handle it. We didn't handle it very well tonight. Well, we'll be better. Rusty. Early on, I thought he got a rhythm a couple of times, and I thought we were out of rhythm as well. But we expected that. We knew there were going to have to be some kind of growing pains, bringing them back. And, so I'm glad we got it out of the way today. Yeah, I thought he moved fine. I thought he was, but there were several times that he had matchups that he was looking to pass, especially early in the game. He's really trying to defer. We really don't want him to do that, but I get it, So, I'm not that concerned by it.
When they kind of at the end of the third quarter when Brogdon really got going, just kind of what got him free to make those shots?
Well, a lot of our missed shots, our bad offense. It's funny. They scored 121. They shot 47%. They got 51 threes up, shot 39%. I thought our offense was just the bigger problem tonight. They got to play in transition basically the whole game. That's what we try to do so we can get our offense going. So give them credit.
From a confidence standpoint, does that reinvigorate Boston? And I know.
I don't know. I mean, if they're not confident by now, then we're going to be fine the rest of the series. You know what I mean? Like they went to the finals last year. If one loss shook their confidence, and I hope it did, then I feel pretty confident. So no, I don't think anybody, either team, goes in game 3 with any lack of confidence. I think we have it, and so do they. I think that's how the series is going to be played.
How difficult is it to sort of adjust from, what you guys did in game 1 behind James to?
Yeah, it's difficult in some ways because, we've played the one way all year, and so we had 10 days to play another day, another way. And we didn't, we had a shoot around the day. So, I felt like it was going to be some growing pains in the first half. I told our staff, we got to get through this half so we can get our rhythm. Never really got a rhythm. I thought their pressure, more than the fact that Joel or different guys were on the floor, I thought their pressure took us out. And we honestly didn't pass the ball to each other a lot enough. Got to get Tyrese more involved. I didn't think we did that. I didn't think we spaced the floor enough. And I didn't think we played smart when we got into the paint. We challenged their shot blockers all night instead of making the next pass. So it'll be easy to see on film, and it'll be easy to fix. Yeah. All of them. They're listen, they're a deep team. And you have to, you can't, Jalen and Jason are good every night. At least you account for that, right? But you also know, White, I don't know if he scored a lot, but he was huge for them with his effort, keeping the ball alive. He made plays. When I watch the tape, I think what I'm going to watch is our lack of movement. And then they made every play, every tough play that had to be made, every loose ball they got, every long rebound they got. So I think that's what we'll see.
They came in determined to shoot more 3-pointers.
Yeah.
And they just doubled their total up.
Yeah.
Is that totally under their control, or were there things you could have done differently to hold it down?
I think that some of that's under their control. If they want to shoot threes, they're going to shoot some more threes. I mean, you can just shoot threes. I thought what was under our control was the dribble penetration. They lived in the paint, which created threes. The other night they lived in the paint and they tried to drive it. I think early on they realized Joel was there, and after the third or fourth block shot, they kept driving. The difference is they were kicking it out, and we didn't do a very good job of scrambling back out.
Doc, you said it's an easy fix, but you just spent 10 days, more than 10 days, because you had a at least a shoot,
Yeah.
like a walkthrough without Joel.
Yeah.
Becoming a different team.
Yeah.
How can it be easy to
No,
fix?
because
if
we
you
are
have
what
time?
we are. We've been the way we played all year. That's not hard to get back to. So we'll get back to it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So fantastic points from Doc Rivers there. And I completely agree. Their dribble penetration, kick out for threes, overall ball movement was just a lot better. And that led to all of their threes that they were able to shoot. They shot 51 threes, which is really high. I think that's above like the typical average of a game. So they got their open shots, and that's something that we have to replicate on offense. Is that when we get to the paint, stop contesting like Horford or Williams, especially if it's like Tucker or Melton or a smaller guy, like just kick it out for three, increase the ball movement and find the open guy. Like that's really what we lacked. And that's our discrepancy as far as threes. I think we should have shot at least 10 more threes in this game. And we probably had a better chance of making those threes if we had better ball movement. So yeah, that was definitely a big key to the game. And yeah, you can't really limit Brown or Tatum's production, but the other guys, I think really we can step up the pressure a little bit and make Derek White make plays. Like make Robert Williams make plays with Embiid guarding him in the post. Like just make guys in uncomfortable positions, and that'll force a lot of contested shots and low percentage shots for us to get the rebounds and get back on offense. So that's really the emphasis right now for game two. Obviously Joel has to get his teammates involved. James has to be more aggressive. We need to see more out of Tyrese Maxey, get him more involved. I think those are all areas that we will address. And yeah, I mean it's they'll definitely kind of address all of those points as far as looking at film, seeing where we really lacked in that game, and going from there. So I'm confident that we can pull it together here in game three, and give these guys a test. I think if we test Boston really in this series early on like this, it shows later in the series. And I think obviously the better team, the more prepared team will come out on top. So yeah, great insights from Doc in his post-game interview. That was fantastic to hear. And hopefully our guys step it up today and pull out the victory. So yeah, this was a kind of a quick video, kind of a reaction slash podcast video, and a game three preview coming up. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more. Check out Savani Sports and Entertainment on YouTube, as well as Apple Podcast, and look forward to talking more about these games. Thank you.